to Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is October the 9th, 2021, and we got some Smackdown to talk about, and we got our quick results for AEW Rampage. I did not watch this one this week because everything is going back to normal except for 2 weeks when we are doing a Crown Jewel pay-per-view results somewhere like in the evening, something like that. I don't know. But a lot of things is going to be different. Crown Jewel is happening on Thursday, October 21st. So, ladies and gentlemen, how this whole thing is going to work on WWE with the draft, everybody has 2 more weeks until on their last brand that they were on. So, like Finn Balor, he got drafted to Raw. But he will be on Smackdown for 2 weeks, and then he will be making his debut or his return to Raw in 2 weeks. Just like with the NXT Superstars, we will see the NXT Superstars on NXT until 2 weeks, because maybe they want to make sure the North American title, because remember, the North American champion got drafted to SmackDown. So they want to make sure the North American Championship stays on NXT, so they have to build it up. They can't just have a random match for the championship, right? So they had to build it up. That's why last week we got a challenge from Santos to versus Isaiah Scott for the NXT North American Championship. Just like with the Women's Championship on SmackDown. They have this pay-per-view. They announced it like a couple weeks ago, and they're not going to cancel it. So they're going. That's why they put. It's like a 2 weeks notice on a job, and then you go to a different job. So they got a 2 weeks notice. They gave their bosses 2 weeks notice, but it's not because they're quitting. It's just they're not going in that brand for a year. I know it's a little confusing, but I get it because mostly everybody that is on SmackDown, we saw Maze made his appearance on SmackDown, but he's not in a match. He's not going to wrestle until 2 weeks when it's official, when everything is done and over with the draft. I guess trades could happen, anything could happen just to end the rivalries. The rivalries that happen on SmackDown and rivalries that happen on Raw, they had to end it. They don't want to cancel it. They just want to end it. I guess Crown Jewel could be the end of it. You don't know that. Because some matches like Edge and Seth Rollins, they could still do the rivalry because they both are on Raw now. So, but they can't do Big E and Drew McIntyre again because after Crown Jewel, Big E stays on Raw, Drew McIntyre will be on SmackDown. So, yeah. So let's get to the AEW's Rampage. We got CM Punk will be versing Daniel Garcia. I guess CM Punk did good, I guess. I don't know, because he's always in a match on Rampage, something I don't watch. The winner of that match was CM Punk, and some reason Leo Rush made a match with CM Punk versus Matt Sydal for next week on Rampage. I don't know why he's making a match. I don't understand that. But ladies and gentlemen, and then we got the tag team titles on the line. Like I said, Rampage is always the championships. But I don't watch that. So it's not really making them dominant. It's just, let's put them on the same thing as the mid-card show, like WWE main event. Why wouldn't you put on your main show? Just like WWE, Raw and SmackDown is their main show. We've seen every champion except for Shinsuke. That's only one champion. AEW, technically, they missed 2. Because 2 of them was in a match on AEW on Wednesday nights. They didn't show the tag team champions. And they didn't let Britt Baker have a match. It was only the TNT champion and the AEW World Champion. But remember, Shinsuke had to vacate his crown. He's still on SmackDown, but it's not a thing about championships right now for these 2 weeks. Because it's all about the King of the Ring and the Queen's crown. Because we heard that the finals will be on Crown Jewel. So they're going to try, because they have 2 weeks until Crown Jewel. So every match on Raw and SmackDown is about well, Raw is 3 hours, so it's not every match. But every match on SmackDown is going to be a Crown Jewel match. A King of the Ring and Queen's Crown. But Raw is different. Because Raw is 3 hours and SmackDown has 2 hours, and it's always 4 matches, and there's 2 matches there. Mostly every match that they've done on SmackDown is 2 of each of the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown tournaments. So yeah, but I think it's pretty cool that they're doing a women's one, but there's no gold on this crown. It's all silver. Even the King of the Ring. Even the throne is white. Like, isn't it supposed to be golden for the kings and the queens? Like, it's weird. I know they try to do something like what Impact Wrestling did, but Impact Wrestling did mixed tag team with their king and queen. But I think it's pretty more interesting to watch singles. And I'm happy that in Crown Jewel they're not doing a whole night of a tournament like they did in the Best in the World trophy thing, because they had to try. They mush all that together. We get short matches, boring matches, nothing exciting. Now we can see the 2 finals, and it could be long as it could be, and we could actually have a great match to see this. So we could have an entertaining match at Crown Jewel with 2 finalists in the tournaments. I don't think one night of a tournament is a good thing. Even the knockouts not done. I don't think it's going to be a fun time because it's a one-night tournament. Yeah, it's not really fun. If they do it every single week until the pay-per-view, I would be happy. But I don't like when they do it a whole night. We have Lucha Bros versus Acclaim for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The winner of that match was Lucha Bros. Does anyone really care? Because it's the Acclaim. Why are they the number 1 contenders? When did they ever win a opportunity to a title shot? Oh wait, AEW Dark. Does anyone really watch that? Only people that really want to watch wrestling very much. But I want to watch the main shows. Not just the jobbers fighting. I want to see the top guys fighting. And some reason Acclaim is versus a top champions for the tag team titles on the mid-card show. So they got a mid-card show and a jobber shows. The Evolution show and the AEW Dark jobbers, where the top guys beat jobbers. Or the smaller guys that has contracts, like Vega del Sol, Marco Stunt, those guys in a match against jobbers that doesn't have a contract. And then Rampage, you got mid-cards in a match. I don't think they ever had a world championship on the line at Rampage. I think they had a women's championship and a TNT, but never a world championship. I don't think that will ever happen. I think in WWE Superstars and main events in WWE, I think they had a world championship match. I think when it was popular, and now it's not. Now it's just a mid-card show. Oh boy. So the winner of that match was the Lucha Bros. Then we had Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue. People said this was a couple minutes long or a minute long. Are they doing what WWE did with their divas, having a 1 minute match, or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, whatever it's called? Jade Cargill wins the match. I wouldn't be entertained with that match if it's just 1 minute. We got a Philadelphia street fight for the FTW Championship. Oh my God, a title that's not recognized as a champion in AEW. We got Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage. The winner of that match with a little help with Team Taz help, Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook. And Ricky Starks gets the win. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 big segments on SmackDown. Let's get to SmackDown now. We got 2 big segments that happened on SmackDown. At the beginning and the end. at the beginning, we had a contract signing. We had Bianca Belair in the ring. We had Becky Lynch on top of the ramp. We had Sasha Banks on top of the announce table. So everybody is just spread out. So for nobody to attack anyone, and I believe Becky's supposed to be the heel, so she's scared, and even Sasha Banks. Bianca Belair is the only face in this match. But Bianca, everybody had their own things to say. They said their things. Bianca Belair challenged both ladies to get in the ring and fight. And guess what? They all brawled and did not sign the contract. And Miss Bianca Belair put, I think it was Sasha Banks on the table, and then she did a kiss of death onto Sasha Banks, on Becky Lynch, through a table, and she is standing tall. I don't think Bianca Belair is going to win this match. I think Sasha Banks is, because she's the only SmackDown woman that is on SmackDown for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a pretty decent segment, but they don't get the contract signed. But I think they already did get it signed. I think so. But ladies and gentlemen, we got some things here. We got Roman Reigns coming out and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman finally did one good thing here. Because everything, he just gets blamed with Brock Lesnar stuff. That he knew that Brock Lesnar was at SummerSlam. He's the one that helped Brock Lesnar to be a free agent and do whatever he wants. But he finally did a good job with the draft on Monday Night Raw last week, that the Usos stays on SmackDown. He did one good job, and then Roman told Paul Heyman to admit that you did something for Brock Lesnar's free agency. And Paul Heyman said no, and he was trying to say, he tried to spoil his plan, or he tried to do an example of a plan. Like, if it was a plan, I don't know, he just confused me. He says a lot of words. And then Paul Heyman said that Roman Reigns is going to win and all that stuff. He's going to beat Brock Lesnar, but Roman says, I don't want you to tell me that. I want you to tell the camera that. Tell Brock Lesnar the message. And Paul Heyman did that. Ladies and gentlemen, Naomi wants to... she's upset because she was not in the the Queen's Crowns tournament. So she told Adam Pearce to be can she be traded to Raw? But Sonya Deville said no. She says she's not done with her on SmackDown. So Sonya Deville told Naomi that she has a match. And we want to know who. And it's going to be Sonya Deville. Is personnel supposed to do that? Well, Adam Pearce did that, but he didn't put himself in the match. Roman Reigns demanded him to be in the match. But that's what Roman does. Will we see a match? Or will we see somebody debut? Or somebody makes a return to be on the side of Sonya Deville? The replacement of Sonya Deville. That's be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, next is nothing else big happened here. Let's get to the matches. Every match here is the tournaments. For the Queen's Crown and the King of the Ring. We got Sami Zayn will be versing Rey Mysterio. Pretty decent match. But we thought Dominic Mysterio says he will be in the back and have Rey Mysterio's back. But when Rey was got hurt on his shoulder, when he got slid into the ring post, Dominic Mysterio came in, and then some reason, I believe Sami Zayn ripped off the turnbuckle pad, and then Dominic Mysterio was putting the turnbuckle pad back on. But Rey was distracted and saying, what are you doing? He thought Dominic was taking it off. I guess he didn't see Sami do it. He see Dominic looks like he was going to take it off. He was distracted, and then a roll up by Sami Zayn. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn wins and advances to the semifinals of the King of the Ring. Well, now we got the Queen's Crown tournament, first round. Selena Vega versus Toni Storm. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I don't know who I want to win this match. I really don't. I really don't know who I want to win this match because it's the first ever, right? It's the first ever. And I'm hoping that whoever wins this match gets a number one contendership to a title. I believe back then that was supposed to be the whole stipulation of this thing tournament. You win it, you become the number one contender to a championship. But I don't know who I want to win this. We got Selena Vega versus Toni Storm. I'm not going to tell you the whole brackets until we get there. I want you guys to be surprised. Maybe you guys seen it on the internet already. But like you told me, it was a pretty decent match. Not bad. But the winner of that match was Selena Vega getting the win. And then we have the first round of the Queen's Crown. Carmella versus Liv Morgan, and Carmella with her most ugliest mask. Even Pat McAfee said it was ugly. Oh man, to protect her face. But Liv Morgan looks like she was about to win. But she grabbed the mask when she was in the code of silence. She grabbed the mask and tried to rip it off, but Carmella took off the code of silence. But the winner of that match was Carmella. She is advancing to semifinals. But is Sonia and Vega and Carmella a tag team? If they are, there's a problem because they're going to be versing each other in the semifinals next week on Smackdown. Then we have Finn Balor versus Cesaro in our main event. Who will be versing Sami Zayn in the semifinals next week? I thought it was a pretty decent match. Ladies and gentlemen, Finn Balor gets the win, and he will be versing Sami Zayn in the semifinals. Imagine seeing Finn Balor win it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys hear that Xavier Woods wants to win this King of the Ring, but I am going to tell you that Xavier Woods is in this tournament. So it could happen. It could happen. Maybe the rumor is true that Xavier Woods will win this. We don't know. Or Vince McMahon is going to make every fan upset. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we got the tournaments done. Now we're going to go to personal. Because last week, Seth Rollins went into Edge's house. When Edge was not at his house, he was not in Canada, he was at Smackdown last week. And Seth Rollins, he just made everything so personal, going in the house, and Edge had to tell Beth Phoenix not to go in the house, go to her brothers and all that stuff. But Seth Rollins still does not get answers. His challenge for a match. So he says, he told Edge, you can choose a place. You can choose any time. You even could choose the stipulation. He said no holds barred, steel cage, ladder, even in Edge's living room. That his kids and wife could cheer him on. But no answer. No answer yet. Until we saw a car, I think it's a car or a limousine, drove up and parked in the garage, and Edge was in that car and storming his way to the arena. And then, ladies and gentlemen, then we had a brawl in the ring. We saw Edge doing a spear in the ring, and then we saw Seth Rollins went out of the ring, and then he got speared over the announce table. And the funny part is that Seth Rollins tripped over Pat McAfee's wire of his headset and got yanked off of Pat McAfee's head because Edge was just throwing him around. You just see Pat McAfee almost got flung into the barricade. That was the funny part. And then he was about to Edge put Seth Rollins in the ring, and he grabs one of the piece of the chair like he did to Roman Reigns. But it didn't happen because Seth Rollins elbowed him in the face. But Edge says, you and me, Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel had their first ever, largest Battle Royal, first ever tournament, first ever women's match. Now they're going to have their first ever Hell in a Cell match. Wow. And it's not even a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and it's going to be at Saudi Arabia. That's going to be a hell of a match. Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins. I believe the last time we've seen Seth Rollins is the same Hell in a Cell. He had a match with Bray Wyatt, and everybody hated it. But I don't think they're going to do the same thing with Seth Rollins and Edge. I think this match will be classic to see. Will this crown jewel be better than the ones that we've seen in the past years? Is it going to be better? We will find out. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, they had the first ever largest Royal Rumble as well. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Did I say like button too? If I didn't, hit the like button as well. And I will see you guys Tuesday for Monday Night Raw. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow for Impact Wrestling's Knockdown. I believe that's this hour tonight. That's all for me today. Tyler's out. Bye.